neche gaire. Nadia nagare nitai neche neche gaire. 177. Nadia nagare nitai neche neche gaire. Oh, in the towns and villages of Nadia, Lord Nityananda ecstatically dances and sings these names of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya is the beloved son of Jagannath Mishra. He is Mahaprabhu, the great master, the maintainer of the whole world. He is the shining moon of Mayapur and the source of all the nectar of the land of Nabadwip. If when I'm reading it you recognize the Sanskrit equivalent, just call it out, the Bengali equivalent. He is the beloved son of Shachi Mata. No points. And he is the Lord Hari with a fair golden complexion. As he was born under a neem tree, he was called Nimai Sundara. Say Nimai Sundara. That's how you play the game. He is covered by the sentiment and luster of Srimati Radharani. And he is the best of all dancers. Very good. He's scoring big back there. He becomes restless upon hearing the holy names of Lord Hari. In his boyhood pastimes, he is swift and agile, and he is devoted to his mother. He displays the entire universe within his mouth, is a great logician, and is fond of joking and playing pranks. He is the moon among scholarly students, and he bewildered two thieves who tried to steal his jewels when he was a small child. He is the cynosure of all philosophers, and he teased and joked with the village girls of Nadia. He is the giver of blessings to Lakshmi Priya, his first wife. He is very mischievous as a child, and he is the dispeller of grief of Sachimata, felt after losing her husband Jagannath Mishra and first son Vishwarup. He is the lord and husband of Lakshmi Priya. By his Sankirtan movement, he removed all the distress of East Bengal. Hari. He eradicated the pride of the Pandit, named Keshava Kashmiri, and is the beloved lord of Vishnupriya, his second wife. He is the preserver of Sanatan Dharma and the giver of the Pinda oblation at the holy town of Gaya after the disappearance of his father. He became the disciple of Ishvara Puri and is the protector of the Madhvacharya Sampradaya. He becomes madly intoxicated by tasting the holy name of Krishna and is the professor of the science of Krishna consciousness. Thus he inaugurated the religion of the age, which is Nam Sankirtan. Try it out. I'll read it again. Thus he inaugurated the religion of the age. Nam Sankirtan. He is the friend of Advaita Acharya. The friend of who? The treasure of Srivas Thakur's home. The treasure of whose home? The life and soul of? And the very source of life. For? He is the moon of Antardvip and the triumph of Simantadvip. He enjoys wandering and frolicking on the island of Godruma and is the shelter of pastimes in Madhyadvip. He is the lord of Koladvip, the great controller of Ritudvip, and the creator of Janudvip, Madhudrumadvip, and Rududvip. He is thus the supreme lord of the 9 islands of Nabadwip, which serves as the stage for his wonderful pastimes. He is the life of the river Ganga and the deliverer of all sorts of rogues and rascals, beginning with he is the lion of the village kirtans and the deliverer of Chand Kazi. He is the preacher of the holy name, the pure holy name, and the remover of the distresses of his devotees. He is the ocean of mercy for Narayani, the mother of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, and is the regulator of all souls. He is the chastiser of the fallen students who criticize his chanting of Gopi, Gopi, and he is the destroyer of the sins of his devotees. He was initiated into sannyas with the name of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, and he is beautiful like the moon. He delivered his sannyas guru, Keshava Bharati, is himself the crest jewel of all wandering renunciates, and is the savior of the region of Orissa. He is the master of Lord Shiva, who is known in 3 different Shaiva Tirthas as Ambulinga, Bhuvaneshwar, and Kopateshwar, all of which Lord Chaitanya visited on his way to Jagannath Puri. As a sannyasi, he rejoiced at the sight of the Orissan deities Shir Chor Gopinath and Sakshi Gopal. He became a sannyasi without a danda due to Lord Nityananda's breaking it in 3 parts and throwing it into the Bargi river, and is full of mercy for Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He is ecstatic by tasting the bliss of himself in the form of Krishna, and he is the resting place of all universal happiness. He is beautiful like molten gold, and he delivered the leper Vasudeva. He is the intimate friend of Ramananda Roy, and the remover of all the miseries from the family of Vyankatabhata. He is the refuter of the atheistic arguments of the Buddhists, Jains, and Mayavadis. He is the savior of South India, and he has brought to light the 2 devotional literatures, Krishna Karnamrita and Sri Brahma Samhita. He became ecstatic at the sight of the deity Alalanath, and he danced in front of the Jagannath cart during the Rath Yatra festival. He delivered Gajapati Pratapa Rudra and was the savior of Devananda Pandit. By his appearance at Kulia, he delivered the ill-behaved student community there. He is the friend of Rupa and Sanatan Goswami and the life of all souls. By his appearance at Kulia, he is the personification of bliss in the transcendental realm of Vrindavan, and he is the companion and friend of Balabhadra Bhattacharya. On his return from Vrindavan, he delivered many Mohammedans, and he is very fond of intimate exchanges with Balabhabhata. He delivered the Mayavadi sannyasis of Kashi, Haribol, and he is the bestower of love of God, Haribol. He is the chastiser of the false renunciates, Haribol, and he's the savior of everyone, down to the lowest class of men, Haribol. He is the glorifier of his devotees and the treasured wealth of their lives. He is the very life of such devotees as Haridas Thakur, Raghunath Das Thakur, Raghunath Das Goswami, and Swarup Damodar. Oh, in the towns and villages of Nadia, Lord Nityananda dances and dances ecstatically while singing these divine names. And Bhaktivinoda falls down at his reddish lotus feet. Oh, Nariyana Yanagare Nitai Niche Niche Gaire Nadiya Nagare Nitai Niche Niche Gaire. All together. Jagannath Sutta Mahaprabhu Vishwambar Mayapur Shashi Navadipa Sudakar Shachi Sutta Gaura Harini Mai Sundar Radha Bhavakanti Achadita Natabar Namananda Chapala Balaka Matribhakta Brahmananda Varanataki Katu Kanara Niche Niche Gaire Nadia Nagare Nitai Neche Neche Gai Vidyarthi Udupa Chao Dwarir Mohan Tartika Sarvasya Gramya Balika Kridan Lakshmi Prati Bodha Datta Udata Balaka Shishachira Pati Putra Shokani Bara Lakshmi Pati Purvaresha Sarva Kleshahara Digvijay Darpahari Vishnu Priya Nadia Nagar. You got to get the two claps now. You got to get down. Nadia Nagare Nitai Neche Neche Gaya Ara Dharma Pala Pitra Gaya Pinda Dat Puri Shishya Madhvacharya Sampradaya Pad Krishna Namun Mata Krishna Tadvad Vyapak Nam Sankirtan Yuga Dharma Prabhu Advaita Bandhava Srinivas. Get ready now. Nityananda Pranagara Dhera Nadia Nagare Nitai Neche Neche Gaire Nadia Nagare Nitai Neche Neche Gaire Chashadar Simanta Vijay Godruma Bihari Madhya Dwipa Lila Shai Kola Dwipa Pati Rudra Paireshwar Janu Moda Druma Rudra Tipera Ishwar. Get ready for the clap. Come on. Van Jagai Madai Adi Durvita Nadia Nagare Nitai Neche Neche Gaire Nadia Nagare Nitai Neche Neche Nagara Kirtana Singha Kaji Udaran Shuranama Pracharaka Bhakta Tiharan Narayani Kripa Sindhu Jiverani Anta Adama Paduya Dandi Bhakta Doshahan. Get ready. Tadan Parivraj Shiramoni Utkalapam Nadia Nagare Nitai Neche Neche Gaide Nadia Nagare Nitai Neche Neche Ambulinga Bhuvanesha Kopatesha Pati Kir Chor Gopadashana Sukiyati Nirdandi Sannyasi Sarva Bhoma Kripa Moy Swanandi Asnandi Sarva Sukashoy Purata Sundara Vasudeva Chanakarta Ramananda Sakabata Kula Krisha Nadia Nagare Nitai Neche Neche Daire Nadia Nagare Nitai Neche Neche Bauda Jain Mayavadi Kutaka Kandan Dakshina Pavana Bhakti Grantha Uraran Dashanandi Ratta Karnataka Gajapati Trana Devananda Udaraka Kuliya Prakashe Dushta Padu Yarchan Rupa Sanatana Bandhu Nadia Nagare Nitai Neche Neche Gaire Nadia Nagare Nitai Neche Neche Vrindavana Nanda Murti Bala Badra Sangi Yavana Udari Bhatta Bala Verarangi Kashi Basi Sanyasi Udari Prema Data Markata Vairagi Chandi Achandala Chat Bhaktera Gaurava Kare Bhakta Pranadana Haridas Raguna Jiver Nadia Nagare Nitai Neche Neche Gaire Nadia Nagare Nitai Neche Bhakati Vinotar Pode Ranga Par Nadia Naga. We'll try that again. Bhakati Vinotar Pode Ranga Par Nadia Nagare. One more time. Bhakati Vinotar Pode Ranga Par Nadia Nagare Nitai Neche Neche Gaire Nadia Nagare Nitai Neche Neche Jai Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jai Gaura Nitai. Jaya Nitai, Jaya Gaur, Jaya Nitai, Jaya Gaur. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol. Kali. Kali. Wait, that sounds different. Kali kukur kadan jare chao hai. Kali kukur kadan jare chao hai. Kali juga pavana Kali boy nashana Shri Sachinandana gao hai. Pavana Kali boy nashana Shri Sachinandana gao hai. Gadadhar Madhan Nitayel Pranadhan Advaita Prapujita Gaura. Nimani Vishamba Srinivasishwar Bhakta Samuha Chitta Chora. Nadiya Shashadar Mai Purishwar Nam Pravartana Sura. Grijana Shikshaka Nyasikula Nayaka Madhavarada Bhavapura. Sarvabhauma Shonana Gajapati Tarana Ramananda Poshana Vira. Rupananda Vardana Sanatana Palanda Haridas Modana Dira. Vrajadas Bhavana Jishta Mata Satana Kapati Vigatana Kama Shuddha Bhakta Palana Shuksha Gana Tarana Chala Bhakti Dushana Rama Kali Kukur Kadan Charicha Ohe. If you want to be free of the mad dog of Kali Yuga, just take shelter of Lord Chaitanya. Kali Yuga Pavana Kali Boy Nashana Shisachinandana Gao Hey. Hari Harai. Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama. Not too much like that. Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudan. Giridhari Gopinath Manan Mohan. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Sita. Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita. Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath. H.I. Gosai Kori Charanavandan. Jaha Hoite Bignanash Abhishta Puran. H.I. Gosai Jar Muitar Das. Tan Sabara Pararinu Mora Panchagras. Tandara Charana Shebe Bhakta Sanibas. Chaname Hoye Abila. H.I. Gosai Jabe Brajakolabas. Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Koila Prakash. Shri Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Koila Prakash. Get ready! Oh! Bolo Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Bolo Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Bhaja Vrindavan, Bhaja Vrindavan. Bhaja Vrindavan, Bhaja Vrindavan. Bolo Anande Bolo Hare Bhaja Vrindavan. Bolo Anande Bolo Hare Bhaja Vrindavan. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Patni Naman. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Kori Ash. Harinam Sankirtan Kohe Narottamo Das. Harinam Sankirtan Kohe Narotamoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai Go Premanande, Namasheshta Manamapi Shaji Putra Matra Sarupam Shirupam Tasya Grajamaruparim Matarim Goshtavatim. Radha Kundam Girivanamoho Radhika Madhavasam Prapto Yasya Pratiti Kripaya Shri Kurum Tam Natosmi Matsamo Nasti Papama Naparadi Chakaschana Parihare Pilajame Kimbruve Purushotama Yavatinam Yata Yuni Yunam Cha Yavata Yata Mano Biramate Tadvan Manamam Ramate Pari Bhumir Skalitaparanam Bhumireva Valambanam Tvaijata Pararanam Twameva Sharanam Prabho. Vikanta Panchaka. Radhe Vrindavanadi Shekaranam Ritabahani Kripaya Nijapadabja Dasya Mayam Pradiyatam. This is the deity of Vishnupriya Devi, who is second wife of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After Nimai Pandit, at the behest of his mother and the acquiescence of all the elders in the village of Nabadwip, was first married to Lakshmi Priya. And when Mahaprabhu went away, when he went away, you can't hear? Hare Krishna. Mahaprabhu, by the urging of his elders and his mother especially, in Nabadwip was first married to Lakshmi Priya. And when he went away to what is now East Bengal to teach and to accumulate wealth and disciples, this young man, when he came back, he found that due to separation, his wife had left this world as described by Vrindavandas Thakur, the snake bite of separation. She couldn't bear being away from her Nimai. And then at the urging of his mother, he married a second time to Srimati Vishnupriya. And of course, we know that Mahaprabhu, much to the depression of his devotees and everyone in Navadvip, he was the hero of Navadvip, as mentioned in the song we just sang. He was a cynosure of everyone's eyes here. Even after Mahaprabhu took sannyasa and decamped and left Navadvip, even the atheists were crying. They used to criticize the devotees and saying, who are these people chanting about and why are they worshipping like this? Little did they know that even by the proximity of the beautiful golden avatar of the Lord, their hearts had become so attached that after Mahaprabhu left town and took sannyas. Mayamragam dayate itsitanam anvadavad, as mentioned by Karbhajana Muni in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Tyaktva sadusija repshita raja lakshman dharmishta aryavajasaragara ramya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is described here as Tyaktva sadusya jasa repshita. Everyone's looking for the goddess of fortune. Everyone puts a horse, in America they put a horseshoe, or poor rabbits, they take a rabbit's foot. They say that's good luck. And we see that Indians, they put up little insignias of Lakshmi. They put Lakshmi's shoes, like she's going to walk in their house and bring good fortune. So Karbhajana Muni says, Tyakva sadusya sarepjita, what even the demigods are searching for. Lakshmi, please come here and bless our house. Mahaprabhu was detached. Tyakva, he walked away from it. And he used the excuse, Dharmishta Arya, that, well, the devotees were having kirtan at Shiva Sangam, and a haughty Brahmin wanted to get in, but Mahaprabhu and the devotees wouldn't let him in because they only let pure devotees come in. He became so angry and incensed because of his sense of entitlement that the next day, when Nimai Pandit and his acolytes, the Ganges, taking bath, this Brahmin in a furious mood approached him. He said, "You'll never enjoy material life," and he broke his Brahmin's thread as a curse. And inside his heart, Nimai Pandit became very joyful. Oh, I'll never have to participate in this material world. Dharmishta Arya Vachasa, and he took that, oh, it was a Brahmin spoke this curse, therefore. Karbhajana Muni says he used that as an excuse to renounce the world. But his real purpose is revealed in the third line, Maya Amragam Dayite Ipsitanam Bhadavat. It has two meanings, which he wanted to chase after his beloved Lord, Madan Gopal. And simultaneously, Maya Amragam means he wanted to run after the conditioned souls. He was in a mad state to give Krishna consciousness to everyone, because actually he was mad in love of God, and incidentally, because as he went about his way of pursuing the Lord, the residuals of his madness sprayed out on everyone, and they became Krishna conscious also. And so here in Nabadwip, everyone was worshiping the Lord after he had revealed his divine nature. Devotees were so attached to him, and then he mentioned to four of his associates, including Nityananda Prabhu, that I'm going to leave. I'm going to take sannyas. And Nityananda Prabhu was so, he was incensed. How could you leave Sachi Devi here? She has no husband. You leave her alone. And the other devotees, they were also incredulous. How could you leave? Gadadhar Pandit, who was always submissive in love and service to the Lord, said, "You're the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You'll do as you wish." And that night, as I mentioned before he took sannyas, two devotees had come to Sachi Mata's household. One had brought Sridhar a gourd, had grown incidentally on his roof out of the thatch. And he thought, I'll give this to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And somebody else, another fortunate soul who was unnamed, came there with some milk as an offering. It was later in the evening, and Mahaprabhu thought, I must honor these gifts brought by my devotees. So he asked Sachi Devi to please make this into a preparation. You can boil the gourd in the milk. And he honored that night, and then he laid down to rest. And the next day, when Brahma Muhurta came, he could feel a change in the breathing in his nostrils, that the Muhurta had changed. And feeling that, he rose, touched water, and began to steal out of the house, but Sachimata, knowing that he was leaving that morning, was sitting in the doorway, at the threshold of the door. And Nimai again and again beseeched her to please be strong, and that he told her, "You're my life and soul. I've taken birth from your womb." And Mother Sachi was despondent, disconsolate. She couldn't say anything, simply wept. And when Mahaprabhu left, and as the sun rose, the other devotees who didn't know he was leaving came to understand that he had gone. And then the weeping started, and it spread throughout Nabadwip. Even as those who were inimical, who mocked the devotees, when they realized that the jewel of Nabadwip was gone, they also began to lament, "Oh, how foolish we were to mock Mahaprabhu and his devotees." What to speak of Vishnupriya Devi? She was 16 years old at the time, and she's the eternal goddess of fortune. What is she without her husband, the Supreme Personality of Godhead? So, left alone, Sachimata and Vishnupriya, the servant of the house, Ishana, he looked after them. And the devotees, Mahaprabhu arranged for a deity of himself to be made. And this is the deity. He also left his wooden shoes for her to worship. She lived for 80 years in separation. The pathos of the scene that she stayed in always, whenever she went out to worship the Ganges, she'd be covered, just like in the wedding we saw yesterday, the antarpat covering the bride and the bridegroom. She would only look at the lotus feet of the Lord and see his shoes, wouldn't see anything else in the world, wanted to see nothing else. And every day her bhajan was that she'd sit down before this deity, whom she worshipped directly as her husband. Through those 80 years of separation, she had 2 clay pots and some rice in one of them. And she would chant 1 round of japa, and she'd take 1 grain of rice and place it in the empty pot. And by the end of the day, how many of the rounds she would chant, that would be her sustenance. That she would take that little bit of rice mixed with some water, and she survived on that in a life of austere separation from the Lord. This presence of Dhāmeśvara Mahāprabhu, it invokes the mood of the devotees of Nabadwip. They didn't agree with him taking sannyas. The devotees don't like the Lord as a sannyasi because when one understands the principle of bhoktaram yagatapasam, that the Lord's the soul of our soul. As much as I take trouble to feed myself, and I go to great lengths to make sure that I'm fed, and that I have whatever I need, because I think I'm my body. Imagine when one realizes I'm not this body, I'm the soul, how much one goes to take care of one's soul. But imagine then one realizes Atmanam Akilatmanam, that Krishna is the soul of all souls. He's the soul of my soul. And then one's entire perspective in life changes, that the root cause of all my existence and the soul of my soul is Krishna. And therefore the devotee, Bhaktaram Yakatapasam, wants to feed Krishna, wants to dress Krishna, wants to give Krishna everything. Because by giving to Krishna, then we're satisfied. Otherwise, independently, we can't be happy. So all of the devotees here in Nabadwip, notice they still worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a householder. because they want to give him sense gratification. And even after he took sannyas, the devotees around him, like Jagadananda, they wanted to give him things. They even conspired to make him a bed, because Mahaprabhu was so austere that he would frighten even other sannyasis. When they'd hear about his austerity, it's like, whoa. So his devotees, wanting to please his senses, once they worked together to make a little mattress, they pretended like it wasn't. They put together some chaddars. They took some cotton and they put it inside there. And Mahaprabhu, when he saw the bed, he became so indignant. It's like, what do you think I am, a sense enjoyer? I'm not lying on that. And then they changed it a little bit. They took some cotton from the shamuli tree in there and they changed it a little bit, trying to get him to lie down. You lie down on a bed, not on the ground, on the hard ground. It hurts their heart to see the Lord like that. But to speak of Jagadananda, he brought some oil in a clay pot. He gave it to Govinda, the servant of the Lord. He was taking care of the Lord's body. Although he is a godbrother, his spiritual master Ishvara Puri had ordered him to come and take care of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all his needs, and attend to him always. And he had not wanted to do that. And Mahaprabhu at first didn't want to accept Govinda because he thought, how can I take worship from a godbrother? So he took the counsel of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who remembered Renuka and how her husband and their son, Parashuram, had taken the order of his father, said, kill your mother. And he said, yes, but the benediction he knew he'd get, that bring her back to life. Sarvabhauma quoted that and said that the order of the spiritual master is very strong, and the order of the father is strong, so you have to take Ishvara Puri's admonition that you have to worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu accepted him, and when anyone would bring something for Mahaprabhu, they give it to Govinda and they say, give it to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Jagadananda had brought this first-class scented oil. He said, please, you massage the body of the Lord with this oil. And when Mahaprabhu saw the gift, he said, if people smell that on me, they'll think I'm a Dari sannyasi, which means one of those sahajas who pretends to be a renunciate, but actually is a worldly enjoyer. He said, tell him, take it, give it to the temple pujaris, and they can burn it in their lamps. So Govinda took the oil back and gave it to Jagadananda, who then started to pout. And when Mahaprabhu saw him walking in with the oil, he said to Jagadananda in an apologetic way, because he was afraid of his devotees, many of them. He feared that they, out of their love, they may become harsh or angry with him. So he said, yeah, I can't take that oil, and I really appreciate the gift. He said, what gift? I didn't bring any gift of oil. And he took the pot and he smashed it on the ground. And the oil splattered all over the courtyard. And he went into his room and he slammed the door and he locked it from the inside. And Mahaprabhu, after 3 days of Jagadananda fasting inside, he was so worried about his devotee. He then knocked on his door and said, Jagadananda, you come out and I need you to cook for me. So Jagadananda came out and cooked for Mahaprabhu, and then he also wanted to serve Mahaprabhu, so he cooked and he was serving. He was giving him more and more, making him take more prasad and more prasad and more prasad. And Mahaprabhu said, enough. I've satisfied you as much as I can. And in that statement, you can understand this is the mood of the devotees. They're only satisfied when they can satisfy the senses of the Lord. So Mahaprabhu, as he walked off, he said, make sure, told Govinda and the others, make sure he takes prasadam, make sure he eats. This is the relationship with the Lord and his devotees. The Lord's always trying to satisfy his devotees, and the devotees are always trying to satisfy the Lord, and there's a competition going on constantly in that way. And so, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas and left this place, some of the devotees decamped. They went elsewhere. They said, what's the use? It's dead. Everything's gone. And we see now even dress Mahaprabhu up with all kinds of fancy clothes and bring him all kinds of things. Nobody worships him as a sannyasi. And especially here, the devotees come from Nabadwip, and you can watch how he's a village deity. Everyone just walks in. There's no pomp and circumstance. It's not like going to see Venkateshwar in Tirupati. I went there, the last time I was there, the devotees reminded me, they said, don't stay long, because you got to walk through fast. And be very reverent when you go in. So I was very careful. I walked up, got to the end of the line after an hour. I walked in. I was just about to turn the corner, and the pujari grabbed me from behind, and he turned me back around again. He said, see God. And I said, I'm seeing him. I'm seeing him. And I thought maybe this is enough. So I started to leave again, and he pulled me back again. And see God. And I finally walked out. But here, we were here a few years ago, and there was a woman in the afternoon when it wasn't very crowded. She was down on this level, and she was just talking to Dhāmeśvara. And we asked, what's she saying? And one of the devotees who knew Bengali was saying, she's asking him why he's not wearing his hair today. This is a village temple. They come in and he's one of ours. He's our hometown hero. They don't see God. They see this is Mahāprabhu. He's our hero. And it's a similar mood in Vrindavan. You see in Govardhan the mode of worship, which Mahāprabhu told us not to imitate. But he said some devotees, they have a Giriraj Shila. And then they have these very intricate offering mantras for Govardhan. They'll bring in some sweet made with gore. They put it on a plate. They put the plate down in front and they'll say, eat, lala, eat. That's their mantra. And then this is a spontaneous mood of serving the Lord that devotees who are intimately connected with Him perform. And it's mentioned by Kaviraj Goswami in the beginning of the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach. He said there are many kinds of worship of the Lord. In Vaikuntha, Sasra Shirsha Purusha Sasrakta Sahasrabat Sabuming Vishvatat. And when the hero of Bhagavatamrita, what's his name? Gopakumar came to Vaikuntha, and he was wearing Gopa Vesh, and he saw Narayan. He said, "Hey Gopal!" And people around him looked and grabbed him and said, "What are you doing? We don't do that here. This is an offense." And at the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Kaviraj Goswami says, now this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach, that there's this reverent love of God, where devotees, itam satam brahma sukhanubhutyam dasyam katanam paradaivatenam mayashritanam naradarakanam sakavracharu kritapunya punjaha sakambrajaru kritapunya punjaha. This is mentioned by Shukadeva Goswami in the story of Aghasura. He said that some people, they worship Brahman, and other people, they worship the Lord in Vaikuntha with great awe and reverence. And then there are others that are just in Maya, Mayashitanam Naradara. They just think, who is this guy? He's an ordinary person. But the most fortunate, the residents of Vrindavan and Nabadwip, they are playing with the Lord in their Leela. And here in the case, they're playing like cowherd boys in Vrindavan. So he says, does Kaviraj Goswami, that the Lord relishes more the chastisement of his intimate devotees than he does the reverent hymns of the Vedas. So you can take this mood away from here of the hometown hero, Nimai Pandit, Dhāmeśvara, it's the ruler of the Dham, and people feel satisfied that he's standing here, and so do we. And it's a place where we can come and pray to the Lord to take this mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world, to spread this natural mode of bhakti to the hearts of people in the harsh cities and the environments where people have completely lost their way. And now we just have a few minutes Before we go, I'm looking for any indication. Yes. We have 5 minutes to sing one song. Should be a song that glorifies Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and enlivens the inhabitants of Nabadwip. We're taking requests. Never gets old, but especially we sing it here, pretty traditional. It's for the people. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nach Re Amar Man. Where's the book? Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachariyar Marman. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachariyar Marman. Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachariyar Marman. Doyal Tonai Hai, Doyal Tonai Hai, Hey man Doyal Tonai Hai, Marke Prema De. Hey man Doyal Tonai Hai, Marke Prema De. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachariyar Marman. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachariyar Marman. Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachariyar Marman. Ore aparada dure jabe pabe premadan. Ore aparada dure jabe pabe premadan. Vicharato nai hai, Vicharato nai hai, O name appara Vicharato nai hai, O name appara Vicharato nai hai. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachariyar Marman. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachariyar Marman. Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman, Nachariyar Marman. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachariyar Marman. Takon Krishna name ruchi habe guchi bibandhan. Takon Krishna name ruchi habe guchi bibandhan. Anuragto habe he. Anuragto habe he. Krishna name anuragto habe he. Krishna name anuragto habe he. Doya nitai Chaitanya boli nacharya marman. Doya nitai Chaitanya boli nacharya marman. Nacharya marman. Nacharya marman. Nacharya marman. Nacharya marman. Hey! Doya nitai Chaitanya bole nachayar marman. Takon nanayase sapalabe jivera jivan. Takon nanayase sapalabe jivera jivan. Jivanto michehe. Jivanto michehe. Krishna rati vina jivanto michehe. Krishna rati vina jivanto michehe. Doya nitai Chaitanya boli nacharya marman. Doya nitai Chaitanya boli nacharya marman. Nacharya marman. Nacharya marman. Nacharya marman. Nacharya marman. Eshe Brindabane Radha Shamer Pabedarsha Pabedarsha Eshe Brindabane Radha Shamer Pabedarsha. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, if you worship Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, chant his holy names, spread the Sankirtan movement all over the world, then when you leave this body, yang vapi smaran bhavam tajat yante kalevaram, the rising tide of love of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu within the heart come into your mind, consciousness. And as you're leaving this world, you remember the divine mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in your ears, heart and mind, you'll hear Gaur Kripa Hale Hey. Gaur Kripa Hale Hey. Gaur Kripa Hale Hey. Gaur Kripa Hale Hey. Gaura Kripa Hole Hey. Gaur Kripa Hole Hey. Doya Nitai Chaitanya Boli Nacharya Marman. Doya Nitai Chaitanya Boli Nacharya Marman. Nachari Armarman, Nachari Armarman, Nachari Armarman, Nachari Armarman. Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai. Jaya Nitai, Jaya Gaur, Jaya Nitai, Jaya Gaur. Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol. Gauranga, 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 Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol. Joyam Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nach Re Amar Man. Joyam Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nach Re Amar Man. Nachari Armarman, Nachari Armarman, Nachari Armarman, Nachari Armarman. Nach Re Amar Man, Nach Re Amar Man. Go Premanande. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol. Hari Haribol. Dear Dhāmeśvara Mahāprabhu, if you so desire, please let us always remember your lotus feet as we go into the world, because whatever difficulties we have in this world are made easy by remembering you, and whatever it is easy becomes difficult when we forget you. So please give us the power of remembering you always. Thank you for considering our request. Everyone agrees with this prayer in whole or in part. Please say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
And now we have a word from our sponsor.
Hare Krishna. If you can hear me, say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. I think we got a text from Govindas at Mayapur. They said if you want pizza, which is coming for lunch, they want to see an empty book bag. So make sure if you want pizza. If you don't, then forget about it. But if you do, then all you need to do is present an empty book back at the entrance. The best way you can do this is on the way back to the boat. There are so many people without books, without lollipops, without stickers. Change that. What? Yeah. And then on the way to Mayapur after we get off the boat, there's also some more opportunities for some last minute Sankirtan. So please take advantage of that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So yeah, if devotees can now go back to the e-rickshaws, it's in the parking. If you go out, take a left, and then on the right is the parking. So all the rickshaws are there. I just need a couple of volunteers to help me fold these mats so we can put them up in the rickshaw. and then we're going to head back to the boat. Thanks everyone. Hare Krishna.